What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, and welcome to another AMA Ask Me Anything episode. This one is brought to us by Natasha, and she's got some questions on reverse dieting. Before we dive into that, though, let's roll the intro. All right, Natasha asks, she says, I've been on a cut, usually consuming between 500 and 1,100 calories daily for about 2 months, and I've lost too much muscle because I lowered my caloric intake too rapidly and didn't lift weights enough. I thought a bulk was the best option, so I upped my caloric intake from 800 to 1,500 in one day, kept that up for a week, but then found out that I could be actually harmful and could cause unnecessary fat gain. Is it right for me to reduce my calories by 50 from 1,500 until I hit 1,300, then increase until I hit 1,600, trying to reverse diet? I am also trying to increase my exercise volume and trying to implement progressive overload. In the progress, also I need to gain about 5 kilograms, mostly in muscle. So I'd like to hear what the best option would be for me. Hope you answer. Thanks. All right, Natasha. I would eat more food. So 500 to 1,500 calories is super low. I mean, 500 to 1,100 calories is super low. Just to give you some context, my smallest female competitors that are like 4'9", 5 foot, the lowest I ever take their calories, and for a week-long period of time, is like maybe 1,200, but they're also getting refeeds during that, so their actual average intake is higher than 1,200. So going sub 1,000 calories in my book is never necessary and is no bueno. I mean, you just can't function, you can't perform, you can't operate optimally at such a low fuel intake. So I never recommend dropping below 1,000 calories. I mean, I'm not a big fan of absolutes or blanket statements, but I can't honestly really find any reason for people to drop below 1,000 calories for any length of time. So I don't recommend going that low. As far as your question of did you put yourself at risk for gaining unnecessary body weight or body fat by increasing your calories so rapidly? Maybe, because your metabolism has been depressed by eating 500 to 1,100 calories for 2 months. However, the benefit that you gain from eating more food is going to outweigh the potential downside of putting on a little bit more body fat, faster than would be ideal with you bumping up so aggressively. So yes, you do have a depressed metabolism, and as a result, you may put on more body fat more quickly when you do bump your calories up, but don't let that stop you from bumping your calories up, because I don't know what your body fat percentage is. That would be super insightful. I can kind of give you more, individualized direction if I knew that. But I know that eating 500 to 1,100 calories is no good no matter which way you slice it. So personally, I wouldn't worry about dropping your intake by 50 calories a week until you get back down low and then slowly increase from there. I would probably just say, okay, I'm going to eat. I mean, if you've been averaging 500 to 1,100 calories, I would just set a target for 1,600 calories, and then increase from there gradually. And we ideally want to get you, above 2,000 calories while still maintaining a healthy composition. That's also going to bode really well for you being able to put on more lean tissue with your added weight training and progressive overload. So I would just start on the higher end of what you have been consuming, so 13, 14, 15, 1,600 calories, and then just increase gradually from there. You don't necessarily need to have a massive increase. You don't need to go from 1,500 to 2,000 overnight if you've been at such a low intake, but stay where you're at now. Don't try and drop down beneath that, and then just gradually increase from there while implementing progressive overload with your training, training more intensely, training more frequently, training heavier, doing more volume, whatever you need to do to increase progressive overload principles. Do that. Make sure you get ample rest in. Make sure you're consuming ample protein, and then that should definitely hedge against losing any more lean tissue. And then just give yourself ample time in a higher caloric intake before you ever try and drop calories down further. Again, I don't know what your body fat percentage is. I don't know what your health or hormones are doing. But I always try and recommend people stay at a higher caloric intake for significantly more time than they spend in a planned cutting phase. a 3-to-1 ratio is a pretty good minimum to kind of, play by. So if you're spending 3 months in a deficit, spend 9 months in a surplus, at least a maintenance. Having that kind of rule of thumb is handy to leverage, but definitely don't try and drop calories again just to work them back up slowly. Certainly don't try and drop calories gradually if you spent so much time at that low of intake to begin with. That's my 2 cents on that. Definitely keep me posted. Let me know if you have any questions. You were very kind and said that we should just donate the bricks that you would have won to the homeless, which I will totally do. There's actually a homeless shelter right down the road from us, and they have like a food pantry there, and I will put some bricks in that on account of your request. So thank you, Natasha. Appreciate the question. For anybody that does not know how these questions work, if you just simply submit a well-thought-out question via the link in the description below, and I use your question, then I will send you some free keto bricks with a flavor of your choosing. Thank y'all. Talk to you next time.